What's going on, everybody? It's day 6 of rehearsals, and we're seeing the Big Five plus the Netherlands take to the stage for the very first time, and we've now seen the UK's performance. Jess, this is your country, so tell me, how are you feeling about it?
Wow. Okay. So I will be completely honest. I am slightly disappointed in the staging, only because I guess because it didn't kind of live up to the expectations I had in my mind, which is stupid, I know. But
It
to
happens.
kind of talk
It's kind
you
of the thing that all of us have.
exactly. But to kind of talk you through the staging a little bit. Obviously the trumpets that are a big part of the song are also a big part of the staging. We see two massive trumpets side by side with a platform in the middle that James uses sometimes for the performance. And then he's joined on stage by, I think it's 4 or 5 backing dancers who all have kind of little trumpets as well. And I think they have made good use of the stage. I mean, they have props, they have dancing, there is kind of life on stage and things happening. And we do see a lot of colour from the backdrop as well. But I do think that the staging maybe could be perceived as a little bit cheesy, perhaps, and a little bit kind of that category. So I think it's for that reason that I'm kind of not 100% loving the staging at the moment. But I do appreciate that they made the effort to actually do something on stage rather than just having James singing and nothing else.
Yeah, as you say, there is life on stage. There's presence of life, I guess. And yeah, so those big trumpets that we see occupy a lot of space, and they are actually suspended, and then they kind of come down as the song progresses, not very
Oh, I didn't
quickly.
see that.
Yeah, it's subtle, I would say. Although I might have seen that wrong. That was the thing that I thought I saw, because we caught the tail ends of the second run through, and then by the
Yeah.
third one they seem to be up higher. But nonetheless, I agree with you in the sense that it can come off as cheesy because it's very literal, in the sense that
Yeah.
people are hearing horns and they're seeing horns. And it's like, it's one thing for the dancers to be doing it, because I actually thought when we discussed this before seeing the stage, I thought that would be a logical idea to break apart the singing parts and add a visual element, but it's overkill. It really is. Because we kind of started on a negative, so I do want to talk about the positives, because at the beginning we get some very subtle light. We get the red and blues that we saw in the music video. I think that's great. We also see some very fine laser lights that come around him on
Yes.
the platform. Very effective. I guess what I want to see is more of that subtlety, because when we get to the bigger parts, it's a lot of lights, and it kind of makes sense because he's saying light up the room. But at the same time, it's a lot of light and a lot of color, and you can have that same effect without all the white light, I would say, because it then ends up becoming flat, and that interesting texture that you had at the beginning gets lost. So yeah, I think the real issue with this staging is that it's too much, and it's not going. It's not giving us those subtle notes that it could definitely benefit from, because it has a really cool vibe. It sounds like a song from the UK, and then with these large trumpets, it's kind of turning it into an unnecessary gimmick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I kind of feel like the staging and the song are a bit mismatched in this case. And the staging can come across as a bit overkill and a bit over the top, which I think could potentially have a negative impact on how we place in the final. But I mean, kudos to the BBC for actually kind of, putting all this together anyway. But for me, it's just too in your face and too much.
Yes, but it is also important to emphasize that this is a first rehearsal.
Of
So
course.
when we see them take the stage again, things might change. They might tone it down a bit. And I don't know, who knows? But obviously, we've talked a lot about the staging. I would have to say that James vocally was pretty good, which is
Yeah.
another thing that to be, at the area that you need to be vocally for the final, that's not really necessary now. But it was pretty good. Would you agree?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, I think you could tell that he was sort of preserving his voice for kind of when it matters. But overall, he had a great stage presence. He performed very well, as did the dancers as well. And does come across well on stage, kind of the song and the performance.
Yeah, I do think though that if they're not able to refine that staging, we might be looking at a repeat when it comes to scoring. For your sake, obviously, I hope that's not the case. And you know, for the sake of all the people behind this project, because I know that there is a hunger to get the UK out of the bottom five. Whether or not it's going to happen with this, if it looks a lot like this, then I have my doubts. But you know, obviously, lots to refine. Camera angles will be tighter. You know, maybe they'll tone down the lighting. I have a feeling that those big trumpets look very costly, so I have my doubts as to whether or not they'll be axed. But nonetheless,
It's a shame.
yeah. But you know, let's be optimistic. Let's hope that people enjoy the
Of
song
course.
for what it is, because the song is a good song.
Exactly. And, you know, as we've seen in Eurovision, it's not just about the song or it's not just about the staging, it's the whole package. So whether you know, you love the staging but hate the song, then there's still something you're going to like, and vice versa. So I think definitely this has the potential to appeal to a wider audience in some way or another.
I just want to see them get that like UK club vibe down, because that is
Yes.
something that I think we can all agree is aesthetically great and an image that we kind of associate with the UK. But nonetheless, let's hope to see something a little bit more refined for next time. Let us know what you thought about the UK based on what you've seen. Do you think that this is going to be the song that gets them out of the bottom five? Can we see a change in the UK success? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to Eurovox, because we are catching up with all of the rehearsals and getting as many interviews as we can with our team on the ground. But until the next video, we will see you then. Take care.
Bye.